my timepiece, so we will start tonight's meeting. If everyone could please silence your phones and stand for the prayer and pledge. God our Father, we are all your servants. We trust in your mercy and love. We trust also in your guidance. Direct these meetings of this council of North College Hill to make good decisions for all the people who live in our city. Give all the members of this council wisdom and insight to know what is best for our city. Help us to be fair and just in all our decisions. Bless us all to do the very best we can. With your help and guidance, we pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Start tonight's meeting. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, residents, and anyone who cared to take time out of your own personal life to come up here and join us tonight. As you can see, I am not Mike Graver. I am Mary Jo Zorb, and I will be sitting in for Mike tonight as President Pro Tem. Mr. Hedger, could you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Orr.
Here.
Ms. Gaston.
Here.
Ms. Chichester.
Here.
Ms. Alexander.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Present.
Mr. Davis.
Here.
Ms. Underwood.
Council, I did receive notice that Ms. Underwood and Mr. Dieters would both not be able to join us this evening.
Madam President,
Ms. Gaston.
I would like to make a motion to excuse Ms. Underwood. Or I would like to excuse Ms. Underwood.
Madam President,
Ms. Alexander.
I'd second that.
Council, I have a motion on the floor to excuse Ms. Underwood from tonight's meeting. The motion was made by Ms. Gaston and seconded by Ms. Alexander. Mr. Hedger, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Orr.
Yes.
Ms. Gaston.
Yes.
Ms. Chichester.
Yes.
Ms. Alexander.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Thank you, Mr. Hedger. Council, before you, you have tonight's agenda.
Madam President, or Pro Tem,
Ms. Chichester,
I make a motion that we amend the agenda
what is your amendment?
to put the first reading for Resolution 18-2025 into committee because council hasn't had time to discuss this and committees are for discussions.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson.
I'll second.
Council, I have a motion on the floor from Ms. Chichester and a second from Mr. Wilson to remove Resolution 18-2025 from tonight's agenda. Discussion.
Madam President.
Ms. Gaston?
So I'm looking at Resolution 18-2025, and it is my understanding that in order to keep the funds that we're going to utilize to work on our 1500 building, there's a time limit. So is this time sensitive?
If you're asking me, from everything we have heard from administration and from the finance chair, I would say yes, it is time sensitive.
Okay.
Madam President, or Madam Pro Tem,
Ms. Chichester?
we haven't had time to discuss this and you were suggesting we vote on something without even looking at it thoroughly, even though I know it's time sensitive, but this is something we need to have in discussion in committee. We have not had this in committee and had not one discussion on it.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
Yes, because there's two statements in this legislation that I don't agree with. I didn't agree with demolishing the west end of the building or anything. Like, I, as council, didn't agree to none of that. So, I mean, I don't want to move forward on an item that has statements in there that's saying that I agreed to it and I didn't.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson, that's what our votes are for.
Madam Pro Tem?
I'm sorry, you've already spoken once, so is anyone else would like to speak on this matter?
Madam
Madam-
President,
Ms. Alexander?
so as I'm reading this, just for clarification, this is to have a third party to review various options, not necessarily saying that we're going to demolish or keep this side. This is just to bring a third party. Is that just for clarification?
You are exactly correct.
Madam Pro Tem.
I think I had Mr. Davis next.
Yes. Now, this is just a first reading. We're not being asked to vote on this today. We're just saying to read. So we're saying put this in committee and not even read it.
Yeah.
Madam
you, Mr.
President.
Davis.
Is it, Mr. Davis, so I guess I'll have Ms. Chichester briefly answer that, since I assume that question is directed to her.
Committees are for discussion and clarity for questions, and councils is for voting.
Right.
We don't even know if we could use the ARPA funds for this, so that's something that we would need administration to look into, because
So,
if
hang
not,
on.
we would be
I only gave you,
asking
I only
city-
gave you the floor to answer his question. You've already spoken
And I'm
once.
explaining my answer to him, and please allow me to finish.
That question was, do you want to put this into committee without the
Well,
first reading?
that's what committees are for.
Okay. Then, Mr. Davis, did you have a follow-up question?
Because this wouldn't, even with this being the first reading, it wouldn't be a voting matter based on this today. We'd still be able to discuss this next week in committee, correct?
No,
Yeah,
it has to go back to
Absolutely.
committee.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect. This, we have done it before. This can have a reading
like you said
tonight,
last
and
time,
I'm
the
sorry, I have the
don't mean that.
floor. You cannot speak over me.
Mm.
Tonight, this is a first reading of this resolution. It can have a first reading and can still be simultaneously discussed in a committee meeting further.
I remember the last time, Mary Jo, you asked about this.
Excuse me, you do not have the floor.
Excuse me, Pro Tem.
Ms. Dukestein, I believe you are next in line.
I was going to just remind council that it is possible to have it on the agenda as a first reading and send it back to committee for discussion the next time the committee discussions come around. But indeed, it is customary that legislation goes to committee first, unless it's an emergency, and I do not see emergency in this language.
Yes.
So it is now my turn to speak. So this legislation was derived based on the town hall we had when we had almost 30 residents sitting in this room, this very room, and the majority of those citizens said to tear down the building. They also, as directed by our law director several times, asked us to get a professional architectural and environmental engineering firm to look at this. That is all this is doing. Actually, what this is really doing is allowing administration to begin the asbestos remediation, which, if I also recall, Ms. Dukestein said the project has to be started before the end of the year in order to use the ARPA funds. The ARPA funds can be used to abate the mold and asbestos. That means that this project can start before the end of the year with this legislation. And to be 1,000,000% upfront, the asbestos has to be done no matter what we do, no matter what else is done with the building. The asbestos has to be done. So I can't even understand why council would even begin to dispute getting the asbestos started. It doesn't make any sense.
Madam President.
Mr. Wilson.
So we already have an ad hoc committee for the future of 1500 that was granted to the CCDR committee. So that committee is coming up. The information that was given to us from the town hall was pretty much an informational session for us to get, the feedback from the citizens. Give us, they were giving us their inputs, their feedbacks, as far as their ideals or what they think that we should do and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it still falls on council to come up with the solution for 1500. So we have an ad hoc committee, and this legislation jumps in front of that committee.
Madam President,
I'd like to respond to that. Mr. Wilson, this legislation does not jump in front of this. This legislation allows the city administration to begin the asbestos abatement, the mold abatement, and to hire an architectural engineer to see what needs to be done to that building. That's all it does. And I'll leave it there.
Madam
Ms.
Pro Tem,
Alexander.
isn't this the?
Madam Pro Tem.
Go ahead.
Ms. Alexander.
I know Mr. Wilson said we have an ad hoc committee. Has the ad hoc committee completely been formed yet?
I was going to announce it once we got our chance to
With
give
all
our
the
report.
members and everything?
I was going to announce it once we got our chance to give our report.
So I don't recall that being discussed in an open meeting, so I don't know. That's what I'll say about that. Ms. Dukestein.
I think that in all fairness, I think that we have sent things back to committee once it's on there as a first reading. I think the misstep was sending legislation straight to council floor without putting in the committee first. That is, in your council rules, is something that we've done throughout the time here. Whenever anyone has evaded that process, it's been recalled back. But now that it's here, we can put it on the agenda for committee, because that is the right thing to do. I think that's the only kind of conversation around what this where this next piece of legislation should go. It should go back to committee, but that doesn't mean necessarily taking it off of the agenda.
I will also add that you mentioned the council rules. The council rules also mentions that the president has the option of making a judgment call.
Madam President,
Mr. Hedger.
clarification on the motion. I believe Ms. Trice has a motion to move it into committee. I just want to make sure that's what you have recorded as well, or is it just removing it from the agenda?
Well, removing it from the agenda, putting it into the committee.
Okay.
Yes. That's
Thank
the
you.
motion to amend.
So you're making a twofold motion.
Well, removing it from the agenda, putting it into committee, yes, so we can have a discussion. This is the same.
Okay. Mr. Davis? Ms. Gaston, do you have any other second comments to make?
Mr. Davis, is it okay if I go?
Go ahead.
Madam President, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the deadline to start a project? What's the deadline?
The deadline is December 31st, but I'm reading through this, which is why I would suggest that we put it back in committee. I'm not sure that the ARPA funds, because as we said in the town hall, the ARPA funds have to go to restoration. And so I'm just not sure that this can satisfy. What I can do is prepare between now and committee to get those guidelines and share. So again, I don't think it has to come off the agenda, but I do think it needs to go back in committee.
I agree.
Ms. Dukestein, to be clear, it is the restoration of the administration side.
Yes, but it would lead
Yes.
to so much more conversation, so that's why I would just
Sure.
put it back in committee.
Madam President.
Mr. Davis, did you come up with anything?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, Mayor Nichols.
So, in keeping with, I don't want to repeat anything anyone said, we have had it on the agenda before, read it. We have put it back into committees, but considering the time, because this legislation does not read as an emergency. It does not go into effect until 30 days after the fact.
It does have a 30-day
Is it in the
notice in
actual
there.
document? Okay, because it's not in the heading, which is typically where it is.
You are correct.
It's typically in the heading.
Actually, in section 2, it says the administration will request proposals from a qualified architectural environmental engineering firm within the next 30 days to provide an on-site third-party observations.
That just 30 days from that, but I'm talking about for the legislation to actually go into effect,
You are correct.
for it to go into effect. So that means if we don't read it until after your meeting, Ms. Chichester, to your point, that puts us, if we don't have enough people here to suspend, you need 6 to suspend. If you don't have enough people here, you're looking at going into December. So I do understand how you want to move to the committee. I do think it should be discussed in the committee, because I don't know when you guys received it, but it sounds like you didn't have enough time to look at it. Ms. Alexander was reading it, they're having questions. I'm not saying that you have questions. I'm just stating, if we don't read it tonight, at least as a first read, as a first reading, then you're looking at December before, because you have to go 2 readings, November. And then 30 days after that would be the 15th of December.
Which means the project would not get started before the
We can
December
always
31st deadline.
Well, okay, she's suggesting, well, you
I
can
understand,
suspend.
but
No, I was
you're
just-
still at the discretion of the vendor at that point.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you don't know when they can start. So
just-
let's just say, hypothetically, according to that scenario, let's say it passes at the first meeting in December. How do we know that the vendor's availability to start within the next?
Which is to my point.
20 days.
If you wait, you know, you're pushing it out. So if you read first reading tonight, you have 2 in October, 1 in November, you're still. So my suggestion would be at some point, you guys either,
Have a
What-
special.
I'm sorry. If you decide to go with this piece of legislation, you should put it in the title as an emergency. Or once you discuss it and get out, whatever you do, it should probably be suspended. Your reading should be suspended so we can move forward. However you so choose. I just wanted to point that out.
All right, so in the matter of expediency, if I could try to sum up what you just said, in the matter of expediency, this should probably get the first reading tonight and still be discussed in the committee. Is that what I understood?
That would be my suggestion.
Okay. All right, council, I think we've all spoken on this enough times. So right now, we are going to vote on a motion from Ms. Chichester and a second from Mr. Wilson to remove Resolution 18, 2025 from tonight's agenda, therefore no readings, and move it to a committee. Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Zorb,
No.
Ms. Gaston,
No.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
No.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
No.
Motion failed 4-2.
Madam President,
Ms. Gaston.
never mind, I take it back.
Madam President,
I was going to make a motion to have the legislation go to committee and budget and finance.
I can do that without a motion.
Madam President, I would like to make a motion to put Resolution 18-2025 into the Budget and Finance Committee for discussion.
Madam President, I second that motion.
I'm sorry, say your motion again.
To move Resolution 18-2025 to the Budget and Finance Committee for review and further discussion.
All right, Do we need to discuss this any further?
Madam President Pro Tem.
Yes,
I'm
Ms.
sorry, I
Lucine.
just wanted to give council the heads up. So for a committee meeting in October, there's on the agenda already, well, the things that I'm pushing towards budget and finance are the firefighter full-time agreement, the budget for 2026. It's loaded already, just those two items alone, the monthly update. So I would suggest that you have a longer meeting to discuss this, because as it stands, I didn't think we would have enough room for the things that are already on there.
Madam Pro Tem.
Would it be a better solution to hold a special meeting?
Either that or a longer meeting. Probably, it's a loaded agenda. I mean, you know how
I mean,
bargaining.
you only named two things, so I just want to know if there's
No, I
more
didn't.
besides those two.
I named the monthly reconciliation, the firefighters agreement. I'm not sure if the FOP agreement will come through by then, but if it does, that will, when we need to begin talks on that 2026 budget. So all of the normal things we have in budget and finance, with the inclusion of 2026 budget and the big bargaining agreement for fire. And I'm saying that because I normally kick that to Ms. Chichester, and the rest of council is not aware of what potentially will be on the agenda, to know how extended the conversations will be, so you guys can prepare appropriately.
Madam Pro Tem.
Yes, Ms. Chichester?
I was going to extend it, but anyway, because of all of that, so we can just extend it an extra hour then on that? Make it 2.5? 2?
That would be, I'm sorry,
Madam Pro Tem,
that's
Madam
10
Mayor.
o'clock.
I would suggest that you did another meeting, because that's 7:30, and this is really, this
9:30?
conversation is going to be healthy, not that and the budget will as well.
9:30?
So
7:30, 9:30?
you guys can talk about the budget for 2 hours.
Madam President,
We need to approve the
Madam
agenda.
President, I call the question.
So, thank you, Ms. Gaston. So, I have a motion on the floor to move, in addition to the reading, to move Resolution 18, 2025 into the Finance Committee. Mr. Hedger, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Zorb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Madam President,
Ms. Gaston?
I would like to make a motion to accept the agenda as it is.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Mr. Hedger, I have a motion on the floor to accept tonight's agenda, made by Ms. Gaston, and a second by Mr. Wilson. Could you please call the roll?
Ms. Zorb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Got a question.
I'm sorry, I didn't go into discussion. I thought we
Yeah.
beat it up to death. Forgive me.
Did we have an email because we have a guest here and they needed to be added on to the agenda?
I'll
or
just
no?
give them time.
Okay,
I
all
already-
right.
Yes,
I just
sorry.
wanted to make sure. Okay, yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Thank you. Mr. Graver sent it to me in the email. Yes. All right, next on our agenda, we have the minutes from the September 15th, 2025 meeting.
Madam President,
Ms. Gaston?
I would like to make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes from September 15th of 2025.
Do I have a second?
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? I'm starting to hate that question. Hearing none. Mr. Hedger, could you please, sorry. I have a motion on the floor from Ms. Gaston and a second from Mr. Wilson to accept tonight's minutes. Could you please call the roll?
Ms. Orr,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Mr. Hedger, do we have any communication this evening?
Thank you, Madam President. The only updates I'd like to provide, I have completed uploading all scanned documents from the scanning project. You can find any historical documentation on the city's webpage under the Document Center under City Council. I tried to organize the agendas, minutes, resolutions, and ordinances from 2000 forward, and anything prior to that went into a subfolder for the year, and there's several PDFs for each year. So, that is all.
I would like to commend you, Mr. Hedger, because I already have gone through there and have searched for some stuff, and it was very easy to find. So thank you for doing that. All right, next we have council committees, City and Community Development and Recreation.
Madam President.
Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, so we haven't met since our last meeting, so and our next meeting is the 13th of October. Also, City Community Development is starting an ad hoc committee. The date will be October the 14th from 6 to 8 for the 1500 building. Any council members that would like to participate in this committee, please let me know. Just email me. Other than that, to the city, I'm looking for 4 representatives, citizen representatives, 1 for each quadrant. So if you guys are interested in participating in that committee, please email me at vwilson@northcollegehill.org. And then that committee will actually take, like I said, will take place on October 14th from 6 to 8 here at the Senior Center. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Next, we have Budget and Finance.
We haven't met since last month. Our next meeting is next week on Monday, and I'll be extending the time from 7:30 to 9:30. So we'll make sure everybody has that marked on their calendars, and where we'll be discussing what Ms. Dukestein just told you guys about, in addition to the firefighters. I want to say FOP so bad, but it's not FOP.
Bargaining agreement.
Yes, MOU, yes. And 2026 budget. So the start of the 2026 budget. I'm sure we're going to have many more meetings on it after that.
All right, next we have Rules and Public Policy. Taking into consideration that Ms. Underwood is not here, I will speak as the Vice Chair. We have not had a meeting since our last council meeting. The next meeting will be on October 13th. Public Safety.
There has not been a public safety meeting since the last council meeting. Our next public safety meeting will be October 13th at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you. Ad hoc reports.
Anybody got any other ones, or? Okay.
All you?
All right, so on September 18th, We Thrive met here at the North College Hill Senior Center, and we with the people from Hamilton County Public Health, they discussed the results of a community health assessment for the city of North College Hill. The entirety of that assessment is available at watchusthrive.org. Search for North College Hill. But two things were worth noticing from that assessment: that 34% of residents in North College Hill are currently suffering from a housing cost burden, which means a resident of North College Hill, the 3 zip codes that make up North College Hill, that's 45239, 45231, and 45224, are spending more than 30% of their income on housing. And furthermore, part of this community health assessment suggests that we as a city need to collaborate with Lighthouse Youth Services, other local community organizations and businesses to make sure that we're establishing official safe place sites, providing teens with a secure location to seek help and safety. The next We Thrive meeting is November 18th. I believe that's 5:30 here also at the Senior Center.
Thank you for that report. Do we have any other ad hocs? Mr. Davis, do you have any motion and CH updates?
Still in plan. Working on a manifesto and a presentation for budget season.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. All right, next up we have administrative reports. Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. I wanted to thank everyone who came out to the town hall. I think the citizens' voices are very important, and we heard a lot of different ideas, suggestions, and just people, how they felt about the 1500 building. So we thank everyone for coming out there. You should have received your newsletter. It was a really good newsletter, I think. A lot of information. So we got another quarter before the next one goes out. And Madam Pro Tem, I heard you say you were going to add some time, but I had planned on giving my time for the guest speaker, the rest of the time for the speaker, so you don't have to add it. So if you want to, you can come forward.
Okay, give me just a second. You want to get started? So we unplugged it for some presentations in-house, so we'll have to use the smaller TV, but I'll move it so it's visible for everyone. I got it. Go ahead. You can get started.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, President, council members, mayor, and everybody who's in attendance. Thank you for the opportunity. We are.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry.
I need you to state your name, address, and if you could please move the mic a little bit closer so we can hear you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, that's much better. My name is Chris Sunkara. My wife is not here. We're partners, real estate developers. We live in 3445 Berrywood Court, Fairfield Township. But I'm here today to present our project that's going on in Mount Airy. But we're going to all the neighborhoods, North College Hill, and Northside, to present about our project that's coming to Mount Airy, because it may directly impact the citizens of Mount Airy, indirectly improve the businesses, bring employment to all the communities around. I have a site plan that we brought, so we can briefly show you guys, and if you guys have any questions, I can answer. And love the council if they can have a support letter. So if any of you know Pinecroft Estate on Kipling Avenue, we are contractor buyers for the property and converting into a wellness boutique hotel that will have a restaurant a wellness spa, and it will also have cabins on the lake. I will also be ending up about 30 to 35 rooms, and we'll be bringing about 50 to, by the project is done, 50 to 60 full-time jobs to anybody around the community.
I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulty.
That's fine. We are keeping the historic part of the building intact. We have easements on the property, so the outside of the buildings will not change. We have historic easements from the federal and Cincinnati Preservation Association that we are keeping the piece of history, piece of Crossley intact. We're calling it the Crossley Hotel. Anything that can be changed in the outside buildings will be added to the rooms. There will be a huge permanent event center also built on the property. And walking trails and nature trails for people who want to indulge in the nature around the lake. And we'll have some paddle boarding or kayaking on the lake. So.
I'm sorry, we had a update to our internet system, and this has not been updated to that. So both of our visual devices would probably need the update before we can, but I can distribute this to council.
Absolutely.
If you would like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And if you guys council has any questions, more than welcome to ask us, and we'll answer you through email.
I am curious, what is your total acreage over there?
It is 19.84 acres.
Thank you.
Madam President,
Ms. Alexander?
what is the projected date of completion? What
So-
phase are you in?
So we are about to close on the property in November. We have a zoning use variance hearing coming in October 21st with the city of Cincinnati. And the first phase of the project will be completed in 2026, June to August, where the hotel with 10 rooms will be open with 2 cabins. And then we'll continue to work for 2 more years to add more rooms, restaurants, event center, and completed would be in 2028 August. Any more questions?
Madam President?
Ms. Casta?
Well, first I want to say thank you for coming and speaking at our council meeting and considering us and how this would benefit our city. Just out of curiosity, so you said it's you and your wife. How long did it take you guys to develop a plan for this beautiful estate?
We've been working on this for about 6 months now. We've been looking for a project like this for more than a year. We have multiple properties in the suburbs. Fully got renovated, converted into short-term rentals. We've been looking for a project to convert into a hotel or a boutique hotel for a year. So about 6 months getting into the project and getting all the paperwork and the site plans. Once we close, about 3 to 4 years to fully complete.
Awesome, thank you.
Madam President? Oh, go ahead.
Ms. Alexander, I'm sorry. Does anyone else have any questions before Ms. Alexander speaks for the second time? Ms. Alexander?
Can you explain the concept of boutique hotel?
Yes. So traditionally, it is not a flagged hotel. So boutique hotel is people. It's usually used in a way where people are coming in for an experience and staying there for a couple of days with all the amenities, compared to a regular hotel. You would go stay the night and do the activities outside. So boutique hotels are a new concept. We're, around the country, people are buying rundown hotels, converting into, putting money into it, adding amenities, not just having a place to stay, but a space to have an experience, have a cold plunge, we have a pink Himalayan salt room, we will have a sauna, we'll have a restaurant on site, and everything in the restaurant would be grown from vegetables on the grounds and locally sourced meats. So it is combining your wellness, community, and everything together is what concept of boutique hotel.
Thank you. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, they started one in Covington, north by Covington, but it was so popular, but it was in downtown, so they couldn't do the full experience, but they extended into 2 different hotels. But ideally, ours is to connect back with nature, having acreage, and our next property also would be about 50 to 100 acres, doing something similar.
Madam Pro Tem,
Yes, Ms. Chichester.
I just wanted to thank you guys for coming back and giving us another update.
Absolutely. Once the city use variance passes, we'll come back and show you some renderings, initial renderings also. Like I said, the people that come and stay at our hotel, yes, they'll have an experience one a day, but they would come into your communities around, spend their money and dollars, come in to have an event there, but they would come in and go to different places. So that's the whole reason. Indirectly, we'll be affecting all the communities around, and we want to put. And I told this and wholeheartedly, we want to put our Crossley Hotel on the map. When people come to Cincinnati, we want people to come visit.
Madam President,
Ms. Tugsteen.
do you have a timeline of when you will be like ready for open house and kind of advertising the initial opening, soft opening?
Probably in May of 2026 is when, because August is where we want to launch for the first phase is done. We'll have 10 rooms, fully finished spa, a coffee bar, and 2 mirror cabins on the lake ready by then.
And then I remember you saying that you were gonna open it in phases.
Mm-hmm.
How many phases?
3 phases.
And then in each phase, do you mind, or are you able to share what happens in each phase?
Absolutely. So second phase would be a brand new event center. Right now it's a temporary structure and and we'll have about a fully functioning restaurant. Phase 3 would be adding 10 more rooms. 10 more rooms and finishing off the rest of the cabins, mirror cabins on the lake.
I'd like to say that I have been in the Crosley, it was just like an event
Pinecroft,
center.
yeah.
I've been in there for a couple birthday parties, and I was down in the basement. There's like I want to say it was like a wine cellar or something like that.
There is.
And the carvings on the wall, I feel like it was like the deck, like a deck of cards kind of carved into the woodwork. It was
It
awesome.
is,
It's
yeah.
absolutely incredible place. So I'm really happy to see that it's going to be used.
Yeah, everything that's historic will exactly be like that. People can come in, walk the rooms, and we'll put in QR codes where people can look into history of what happened here, what did Crossley do. So those are available to everybody to come in and experience history.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, President, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We do apologize about your wonderful presentation. I've looked over it, but we'll make sure the council gets it. And then
Absolutely.
we'll have copies if any more of our audience or
Yeah.
citizens want to see it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Does that conclude your report then, Madam Mayor?
It does, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the city administrator.
I have a few things. One is, I sent you all, council, the email about the computers. I hope I made it clear that we were hopeful to get you all in Wednesday when Tom is here and kind of do a swap with what existing materials you have, like your computer that you have now, your chargers or any accessories or anything like that. And then the benefit in coming up when Tom is here is so you can get that initial setup and you know how to log into your VPN so you don't have any questions. If you might be a good time to change your password. Typically our passwords are not able to be changed unless you go through Tom. So it's a good time. If you need a different date, that is fine, but this is the day that he's here, date and time that he's here. It wouldn't require him to come out an additional time. I was on vacation Friday and today, so if you responded, I think I got maybe one response. So please do look to see if you can come out for Wednesday to do that swap and get your new devices to you all. Then the ad hoc committee, I would encourage everyone to come out and volunteer. As Mr. Wilson said, the ad hoc committee for 1500, it helps to identify what community members want to do for the longevity of the building. That's what the committee was designed for. That was the initial talks well before we got to all the legislation and the different phases or different rollouts of what the legislation should look like. That was the long-term plan to get people to come out and talk about it and to have a buy-in to get some direction based on 1500. And then my suggestion to Budget and Finance is to have a special meeting. I know that we're getting in this time of year, October, where we just have so many things to put through the different committees. The committees will be loaded. This end of the year time as we're wrapping up, it's just gonna be heavy laden with topics. So I don't know that we would be able to fit it in. I do think you should do both the extended meeting and an additional meeting to cover all of the topics, and how you choose to divide that up is up to you. Just let us know so that we can be prepared to present at those different meetings. And then I didn't hear a school board update. Have you guys not met?
I haven't been, I didn't go to the last one. I couldn't make it.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't trying to put you on
no.
the spot.
Mm-mm.
And then the newsletter also unfolded or was sent out the last week of September. It was a very, very information-laden newsletter. So we are proud of that and happy to get it out. I just want to remind everybody of Fall Festival and the 2 levies that we have on the ballot, Levy 6 and Levy 7. One is street, one is fire, and to clarify, 6 is fire and street is 7. A good article, well, I would say a piece of the submission that I submitted talks about what the levies cover. Please know that that is how we support and continue to do the work here in North College Hill for those street and fire levies. There was also a flyer put out by the fire department on their levy and what their levy covers. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me or we can put those in the committee meeting topics and talk about them further. We're limited at how we can discuss those based on the laws, rules, and regulations around those. So you'll see me step very carefully to make sure you have all the information you need in an appropriate delivery. And then that is all.
Ms. 16, would you like me to suggest to the chair of Public Safety to discuss fire in that one? Maybe we can discuss street. I don't want to put it in finance is where I'm going with that, and I want to add more to the finance budget. So maybe we can spread them out over 2 other committees. You know what I'll do? I'll talk to Mr. Graver about it and see if he has a preference, and we'll move them around.
Well, if you would allow me to answer, what I would say is that we did talk about it intensely when we were putting them on the ballot. But if citizens, residents would like to know more about it, it may be wise to put them on there just to give them time to attend and hear and listen to what they actually provide the city with and the benefits.
So it can just be there for like a question, for
Maybe so.
citizen questions.
Yes.
Gotcha.
They will also be discussed at the debate.
Discussed by
Me.
Okay. All right, next on our agenda, we have the law director who is not with us this evening. We do have the finance director, and I see her in the audience. Do you have a report for us? Are you just here for support? All right, thank you. Next, we have call of members. So the only things that I had a request that I'd like to make of you, Ms. Dukestein. A citizen reached out to me and said that, you know how I think Mayor Nichols was the one asked to get the reflectors on the median on Hamilton Avenue. Could we get those same sort of reflectors, and we're right in front of Buddy Rogers where the street kind of juts out, and
On Simpson or
no, on
West
Galbraith.
Galbraith?
On Galbraith, yes. Yeah, right there at Mulberry, where I've heard a couple people have run into that. So if you wouldn't mind seeing if we can get some of those same type of reflectors put out there. Then I'd like to just mention that I went to the North College Hill homecoming football game, and although the first couple plays took the wind out of their sails, it was a good game to attend. It was a lot of fun with the tailgating and everything. And I'll just say we'll just get them next time. And I just wanted to also reiterate what Mayor Nichols said is thanks for everyone who came out to the town hall. Council is here to represent you. Mm-hmm. So we are listening to you. So tell us what you would like to do. And that's all I have for tonight. Next up, I'm sorry, I stole your thunder. Are you supposed to do that, or am I? It is me? Okay, sorry. Ms. Gaston.
Alrighty, hello everyone. Thank you to everyone that came out today. The room is nice and full. I just wanted to say a couple of things. People watch all the time, and I just want to say that although council may not agree and see eye to eye all the times, I just want to make sure that we are all continuing to be respectful, even when it's uncomfortable, and just staying mindful of how we govern ourselves. Working together doesn't mean pretending we always get along. It means choosing to focus on our shared responsibilities to the people of North College Hill. It means keeping our eyes on the work and not necessarily the wounds, even when there is disdain. Collaboration is still possible, and this is what it looks like. Listening without interrupting or talking while others are talking. Challenging ideas is okay, but let's keep in mind not to villainize the characteristics of someone you disagree with. Remembering that our individual vote is about what's best for the residents and not trying to prove a point. That same standard of respect should carry into campaign season. I don't know if you guys know, but a couple of us are running for our seats. Each candidate has the responsibility to ensure our neighbors are fully educated on everything on the ballot, not just my name or Councilwoman Zorb's name, everybody. That's how you create a healthy democracy, keeping everyone informed. We don't have to be friends to be effective. We just have to remember why we are here. The community demands progress. They are begging for results, not pettiness. Let's move North College Hill forward. If we can hold that line, even in tension, we can prove that North College Hill's council can model what a good government looks like, not just when it's easy, but also when it's hard. The people of North College Hill are watching, and I intend to keep showing them what leadership looks like, not just when it's easy, when it's hard too. And remember, North College Hill, we are a 1.8 square mile city. You never know who is who and who knows who. I'll just end with this. I show up with heart, grit, and a plan, and North College Hill deserves nothing less. Lastly, I want to give a special shout out. Ms. Dukestein had mentioned it, so I'm going to say it here, to Ms. Kathy Curitan for spearheading the high school clap-in last Wednesday. It was awesome. Some of the kids were a little embarrassed. We had some of the school board members come, and it was awesome. Ms. Alexander was there, Councilwoman Zorb, Ms. Kengor Jackson, Chief Cheney. We took a picture together. It was really good. The kids enjoyed it. The staff enjoyed it. It was awesome. So thank you, Ms. Curitan, for being creative and inspiring our community. Speaking of high school, I want to thank the football moms for calling out the community involvement for the Trojan homecoming tailgate. I danced a lot. I don't know if you guys saw my live, but I met a lot of people, and I just want to thank, again, Councilwoman Zor for providing food. Former Mayor Brooks, he provided a lot of meat, sweets by Miss Alexander, cupcakes. We had a lot of fun, and I think the football team felt the love. My final comment. You guys know me, and if you don't, I love taking pictures and riding around the city, and I am seeing some cool yards, right, Mr. Wilson? That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Next, Ms. Chichester.
So, yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I wanted to talk tonight about integrity. Integrity means being honest, ethical, and consistent in one's actions, even when no one is watching. But unfortunately, we live in a day and age of cameras. So everything gets caught on camera. And let's just be mindful of our actions and our tongue. People are watching. They see, they hear, and they have things on tape. The difference between integrity and unethical behavior is speaking ill of others or tearing down them. That doesn't reflect true leadership. It reveals a lack of it, actually. I choose to serve my community with calm, dignity, class, and respect. I lead with professionalism, accountability, and faith, because my faith would not allow me to act in any other way. So let's just be mindful of our actions as council. We're held to a higher standard when we're out in the community. So let's just make sure we're making our city proud and our actions reflect our behavior. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chichester. Ms. Alexander?
Gosh, you guys took all the good stuff, but I'm just going to reiterate. I'd like to thank everyone who came out to the town hall. It was great hearing all the citizens and their thoughts and ideas, you know, from the youth to the people who were more seasoned here. I'd like to thank everyone who participated in the tailgate, the athletic boosters who came out, as well as the football moms. It was great to come together, and you know, it was a wonderful time. Even though, you know, the game didn't go how we wanted to go, it was still a great time to commune. The clap-in was wonderful. It was great. Yeah, people were shy, but you had some people who just jumped in and came through the line and strutted. It was picture day for them, so you know, they were suited and booted. It was just great seeing the things that you see other communities do, knowing that we can do that as well to inspire our children. I also, as I was coming to one of our meetings, it's a new homeowner on our street, and she's a first-time homeowner. She stopped me, and she didn't know who I was or anything like that. She had her little dog. She said, "Hey, this is my first home. I lived in an apartment my whole life." And you just saw how she was lit up, just excited. And I said, "You know what?" I started asking her, "Do you know about Rumpke? Do you know about Rita?" She knew about Rumpke. She had some concerns about Rumpke because they hadn't brought her trash can. But you know, we talked it out, gave her some alternatives or whatever. And so I told her about, you know, city council and also about our newsletter. And so I am going to take a newsletter to her because, once again, yeah, it's chocked full of information, all those phone numbers and websites that she can use. And hopefully she'll come to a council meeting. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Alexander. You did make me giggle on the youth to the seasoned. All right, Mr. Wilson.
As I always start, I want to say thank you to the city administration, Mayor Nichols, Mr. Hedges, Ms. Dukestein, Chief Cheney, our finance director, Ms. Stevens-Knotts, all our public works, firefighters, everyone that helps make North College Hill go around. in the administration office. I understand that you guys don't get all the recognition because y'all just do it for, that's why y'all there. And I just want you guys to know I truly appreciate all the work y'all put in. I know it's hard, so I respect, everything, every level y'all give us. To my colleagues, of course, thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in every first and third Mondays and giving the time, consideration. I totally understand the back and forth. That's how it works. It's just democracy. We're going to have differences. We're going to agree sometimes, and sometimes we're not. To NCH High School, we can't win them all. I'm proud of you guys. Good job. Great sportsmanship. Tell the coach, he's doing a great job out there. Very proud of them. I want to make sure that our citizens understand that I'm proud and thankful of you too, because you guys chose to live here in North College Hill. It's a blessing to all of us. And I'm very honored to represent you guys sitting here on this table. And I promise you that every time that I make a decision, it will be in the best interest of my citizens here in North College Hill. I want to encourage everyone. I need 4 citizens from one representing each quadrant to email me. I would like to have y'all voices sitting on my committee. That's the important part. Like, that's the biggest part to that committee, is having my city voices. So please don't hesitate to email me. Volunteer. It's not going to take nothing but 2 hours of your time, and we can have that conversation. Again, everybody out there, please stay safe. I appreciate what y'all do for the city of North College Hill. That's all I have, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr.
Madam
Wilson.
President,
Yeah, Ms. Dukestein.
I just wanted to direct a question or a comment at Mr. Wilson. So the baskets are in your committee, but I don't know another space to kind of interject this, but we need to know what you guys are going to do with the baskets moving forward, the amount of money that you're going to put, what you're going to put in them. That is something potentially that the recreational director can put on, but you guys have to come up with a system of how to reach the broad community. We have some suggestions at how you can help reach both renters and homeowners from the administrative office perspective, but I think that's something you should put in your committee to talk about so we can kind of discuss what it's going to look like for 2026.
Madam President.
Mr. Wilson?
Can you do me a favor and just send that to me in my email, please?
Thank you. Mr. Davis?
Yes. Yes, as the days get shorter and we're here while it's dark again, we also got to remember some of our other Trojan athletes whose seasons are coming to an end also. So let me salute the soccer seniors. That's Robin Leva, Caden Gibson, and Nevaeh Anderson. Their senior day game is tomorrow, October 7th at 5 p.m. over at the stadium. And our volleyball seniors, Leasia Peak, Bria Holmes, Keziah Ray. Their senior day game is Thursday, October 9th, 5:30 p.m. If I butchered or got anybody's name wrong, please, it's my fault. I sincerely apologize. Get me right. Tell me off of Family Dollar. Let me know if I got your kid's name wrong. I'm sorry. And finally, we are also doing a city cleanup day and recycling day. I want to say it's called the Fall Hall this time around, and that's Saturday, October 11th, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock over at the 1500 building. That's 1500 Galbraith Road. You can anything you need to get rid of. It's a matter of drive through and drop off. And hold on, I wrote that down. Things that are accepted are glass bottles, jars, aluminum cans, aluminum cups, plastic bottles and cups, clamshell containers, paper cuts, and cartons. Things that we can't accept this time around are small appliances, household hazardous materials, and tech trash. Once again, Fall Hall Community Cleanup Day and Recycling, drive-through and drop-off. That'll be Saturday, October 11th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. over at 1500 West Galbraith Road. Thank you.
Mr. Davis, could I get you to repeat the items that are acceptable one more time? I'm sorry.
Let's see if I get this right this time around. Acceptable items are glass bottles, glass jars, aluminum cans and cups, plastic bottles, plastic cups, plastic clamshell containers, all things paper, paper cups and cartons. And I believe cardboard as well.
Madam President,
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Yes, Ms. Chichester.
I just want to make sure, there's no shredding, right? We're just collecting paper, but there's no shredding of documents, right?
That I don't know, and I don't want to say. I'd rather say nothing than to say something wrong. I'm sorry.
If I shred it, will they take it?
In the bag.
All right, thank you. All right, next, Mr. Hedger, has anyone signed in?
Yes. Yes, Madam President. First, we have Ned Hegerbrim.
Thank you so much, and I'm here with the manager of our College Hill branch, Michael Guess. I just want to take a quick moment to, first of all, just say thank you. We are so thankful for being part of these communities and serving the community members. And I just wanted to give a plug for a couple things going on at the library. We are now, once school started, we're back on our afternoon meal. So at the Groesbeck branch, anybody 18 and under can come get a free hot meal every day, Monday through Friday at 3:15, goes till 3:45. I'm sure Michael will tell you here in a second what their times are. And I also want to just give a plug for a couple things coming up. The first of which is a system-wide teen art contest that's going on for ages 13 to 18. We have a lot of artistic kids out there, and they can submit their art to be turned into very cool bookmarks that are distributed all across Hamilton County. So we have these up at the library. You can't see them, obviously, but they're really lovely, and it's a great way for teens to get their art out there. So ages 13 to 18. On October 11th, that's this Saturday, we're having a fall plant swap. So bring any seeds, cuttings, plants, or harvested veggies up to exchange at the Groesbeck Library at 11 o'clock. And lastly, and then I'll turn it over to Michael, we have an author visit coming in. The retiring Chamber of Commerce president, Coleraine Chamber of Commerce president, has written a book about business customer service. And he will be speaking at the library up at Groesbeck on October 28th from 7 to 8. And he's a really great speaker, so I encourage you to come up and take advantage. Lots of stuff going on. Check out the website, but those are a few I just wanted to highlight. And I'll turn it over to Michael.
Awesome. Thank you, Ned. Thank you all for having us up here. We're super excited to support the communities of College Hill, North College Hill, Coleraine, and so forth. Myself, I've been the manager of the College Hill branch for 2.5 years. I'm here to let you know that I had no idea this was going on. I would have loved to be a part of this, but we have some amazing things going on. Like Ned says, every day, Monday through Friday, we feed 18 and under at 4:15. So if you got some kids that want to go over to Groesbeck first, then they can come over. So we have some amazing programs going on as well. I have some calendars I can hand out if you guys are interested. Again, we are on North Bend at 1400, but that's temporary. We are supposed to be moving. That is in process right now. Hamilton. Some of the details are being finalized. So we will get a brand new branch at the corner of Hamilton and North Bend. So that is in process. So if you guys are interested in seeing the cool branch that we're in right now, first of all, it is absolutely beautiful. Come stop by, because I don't know how long you'll be able to see it. Again, we have so much going on, and we do absolutely thank you guys. If you have anything you want to contribute, any programs you are interested in, we do ESL, we do so much stuff right now. So we're also looking for partnerships and anything you guys might want to add to our complement. So get with me before you leave. I'll be here to answer any questions. But yeah, that's all I got.
Great. Thank you both for coming out.
Next, we have Umbria Stars, or Ambria Stars.
So tall for me. Hi, council, everyone else of this room. I want to say thank you for having me first. Before I start, I just want to say that the disagreements in the room kind of almost shied me away from speaking. It seems like a lot of things are undecided. Council seems a little confused. So it kind of made me not want to speak out because it seems like you all are not on the same page. Although you won't always be on the same page, it kind of was iffy for me to come up here today. I wanted to speak on the 5100 building. I had an idea for it. As I speak and step out for the youth and everyone else, I look for the need in my community and the things around me. I see that we do not have a recreation center in the city of North College Hill. So I came up with a whole proposal. Until the numbers are all the way put together and we are all on the same page, I'll hold back on the number piece of that. But I was thinking more life recreation, and it is community revitalization for the 5100 building. I'll just read my purpose statement and my vision for it. So the purpose for this is the goal of More Life Recreation is to revitalize the 5100 building into a safe, inclusive, and multi-level community hub that serves all ages. I wasn't here for the town hall meeting, but I went back and rewatched it, and I seen, I think as you said, Ms. Alexander, young and seasoned people come up and have ideas for it. So what I was thinking is that we make this recreation center tailored to all walks of life. The initiative seeks to transform a vacant structure into a living space for recreation, creativity, wellness, and growth, creating opportunities that strengthen the North College Hill community. Now, the vision for it is to establish a sustainable all-ages recreation center that uplifts the community through education, art, fitness, and healing, ensuring that every individual, regardless of age or background, has access to positive outlets and programs that foster personal and collective development. Now, it aligns with the community for enhancing youth engagement and safety. If you look around North College Hill, a lot of our even restaurants they have signs up saying that kids aren't allowed to hang out. You can't wait for a ride. You can't come in even if you're buying food. So we don't have a safe space for our children. Council has seen me up here before because I lost a dear friend, a brother of mine, just hanging out, just being a child, having too much free time on his hands. Providing accessible spaces for wellness and creativity, encouraging entrepreneurship and community leadership, and revitalizing underutilized city structures through meaningful purpose. I will just stop there and let council speak upon that. Again, I do have, as the boutique hotel also stated, I have different phases. So I know that numbers was a big thing that we're still deciding on, but demolishing it, I think aside from that, we can build in phases and see how it goes. Another thing is I am an alumni of North College Hill High School, and I know that we partner with Great Oaks. So if Great Oaks has construction and things like that, maybe a possible partnership for their practicum hours or graduation hours that can be tailored together is what I was thinking. Also, I heard some of the citizens of North College Hill come up and speak about having real estate and things like that. So maybe if we can involve our citizens to help build this project, maybe some of the Arbor funds could be utilized in different aspects. This is possible still meeting the deadline of December 31st. I just kind of want to see where you all take it first before we push the entire plan or proposal out there. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Madam President. Thank you, Ms. Starr. Madam Pro Tem.
Madam President. I'm sorry.
Ms. Chichester. Thank you, Ms. Starr. And I love the idea of building a wellness space for everyone from young to seasoned. And I love that plan, and I would love to talk to you more about it and see if you're interested in joining the ad hoc committee. I can't, you gotta. Awesome. I love to see the young youth get involved. Yes, thank you.
Ms. Dukestein?
I was just gonna ask, your other issue with the alley, did you hear anything back from the committee?
No, I actually wasn't able to attend the meeting after. I was gonna follow up with Ms. Underwood to possibly send it back to the committee. Now that
And I think that can you, Mr. Davis, make sure that you and Erica communicate about that? Issue?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
So I would like to, I saw that you had that on the agenda to talk about the alley naming. And so I reached out to Mr. Graver and he reached out to Ms. Underwood to get an update. So I do have a text, so I can just read that. And I mean, that's the only kind of update I have. It says, so from Ms. Underwood, the meeting was canceled last month, but we did discuss it in the meeting before, when you gave us the info. So the translation was, it was not discussed at the September meeting because the September meeting was canceled. Thank you. All right, Mr. Hedger, who else do we have?
Next, we have Susie Wetzlisbach.
I have a pronunciation I like.
Excuse me.
Hi, Susie Whittlesbach, 1620 Flora Avenue. I had a couple things tonight. Number one, from the town hall meeting, I know near the end of the meeting, Madam Mayor, Ms. Nichols, I know we had a discussion, and I think Ms. Dukestein was also involved, about how you felt that the people that showed up for the town hall wasn't a big representation of maybe everybody in North College Hill, and that maybe you wanted to snare a bigger net to try to get more. And we were talking about maybe doing a survey, maybe in your next newsletter. And then you mentioned tonight that your newsletter had been sent out. I was just wondering if you had given more thought to having that survey done.
Madam Pro Tem.
Yes, Madam Mayor.
So, look, you said, I don't want to misquote you, that I said it was a misrepresentation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall saying that. We talked about the actual survey.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were referring to with that. So when we were here that evening about the newsletter, it was already to the printer. That newsletter had already gone out. Actually, me and Ms. Dukestein did discuss an actual survey and what that looks like and how it would be distributed.
Okay.
We just have not come to a final answer or solution as to how we would get that put out, because one is not in the budget, everyone's not on social media or internet, everyone doesn't have internet, so we will have to figure out, probably have funds appropriated to send something out. And we need to collaborate with those members of council who wants to be involved with that actual survey.
Okay,
With
excellent.
producing that survey.
Okay, I was just following up from the conversation that was had at the
But
end
we
of
have
the.
discussed it. And
Okay, thank you for that. Also, I had a couple other things, and I'm not sure who to address this to, so I'm just going to address it to the admin table. I had, in conversations with a couple of residents, there's been some confusion about when our city parks close. And the only thing I can think of is like our great parks, like Ohio parks. I know they close at dusk. So that's why I was kind of maybe asking if you guys had any information on North College Hill parks. Do they also close at dusk?
Madam Mayor, could I interrupt you before you respond to that? Ms. Whittlesbach, I'd like to let you know you have 1 minute left. If you have additional questions, you may want to ask them all and then let people respond.
Fair point. Thanks for that. Put a bookmark right there. And then I had one other thing to say. I know it was mentioned in several times during the call of members about integrity and how you are kind of all getting along together as council. And also was mentioned during when our citizens spoke, and it was said that cameras are rolling, they're out in the community, but that also starts here. Like, for instance, Ms. Zorb is president of council tonight because she is president pro tem, and I'm seeing some people tonight that I have concerns about decorum and how they're acting towards Ms. Zorb as president of council. She should not be addressed as her name, her first name. It should be Ms. Zorb or Ms. President. And I've been hearing all kinds of different ways of talking to her tonight, which kind of is disrespectful. Tonight, she's president of council. And also, too, when things are not going your way on council, we shouldn't see it. You should just be sitting up here and doing what you can do and not, showing in a physical way to where it's communicating to the rest of us citizens that you're unhappy. You may not agree with each other, but you still got to work together. You are colleagues.
Your time
There's
is
going
up.
to, okay. So can I go back to answer to my question? All right.
I'm just gonna practice because I always just call you Miss Susie because I butcher your last name.
You're
and
fine.
I apologize about that.
You're fine.
So it's Whitlisbach.
Whitlisbach, you're good.
Whitlisbach. It is at dusk.
It is at dusk. Thank you very much. And so just to kind of go to the other end of it, it would be opening at dawn, right? So dawn to dusk. Thank you very much. That's all I had.
Madam Pro Tem, I'm sorry. I don't know why I
Yes,
keep on
Madam
calling
Mayor.
you chair. That's habit, I'm sorry. I do believe is it one or two of the parks that used to be posted? It's posted that it closes at dusk. I mean, dusk to dawn, dawn to dusk.
It's definitely posted.
It's posted, Ms. Willis-Bach, at the parks. Did you have a situation where you didn't see a sign?
No, it was a resident that said that that the park was closed at 5 and they couldn't access it. So they were just asking. And when I was trying to answer, all I had at my thought was the great parks. You know what I mean? And so before I answered and gave a wrong answer, I wanted to come here and ask you guys for what it actually is.
No, none of our parks should be closed
So-
at 5 unless it's some type of maintenance or something.
I
that's
was
going
gonna
on.
say that this week, I'm not sure what park you're talking about, but just, we've had some, especially heavy dumping. And so we had to close off, some spaces to get some dumping out of there. So in special circumstances like that, you may see the park inaccessible based on trying to retrieve those things out there. Like, sometimes kids will jump on dirty mattresses that have been dumped, and those carry mold and just animal poop and all those things, and we don't want little kids on those. But specifically, last week and this week, we had some massive dumping. So if you saw some parks that were inaccessible, it's due to that.
Do you put up a sign stating?
No, we have not been putting up a sign. We're closing early to retrieve those things, the safety of it. No, I don't think that there has been a sign, to indicate that.
To have one just so people aren't under the misunderstanding that it's just closed. They'll know, and also show how hard we're working, Oh, right, it's closed because they're cleaning. Excellent, that makes me feel good about my city. They're cleaning it up.
Next, we have Arias Dukestein.
So my name is Arias Dukestein. I live at 6842 Marvin Avenue, and I'll use this time to kind of express my concerns as a citizen. I sometimes teeter back and forth. There are comments, there are things that I experience as city administrator, and then I duel as a citizen as well. And my community is super important to me as well. So I think that I agree with the message tonight that we need to keep it clean in terms of campaigning. Now, some of the information that I'll say came to me by way as my role as city administrator. It is true. People are sending me emails about behavior that is going on in the community. and I'm super concerned. I see stuff on different web pages, particularly Facebook, that, and I've said it before, you know, Ms. Brielle Beverly Gaston posted something, and she says, you know, we support people that we like versus what's right. And I think that that couldn't be more true. I've seen on specifically social media a gentleman say someone's, and I'm going to make sure that there are no children in the room, this person's parents should have swallowed. Then I've seen other people who I deemed reputable kind of egging on that person. And I think that that is just, we have a responsibility and to not even yoke in that measure. You shouldn't be sharing, I shouldn't say you shouldn't be. It is my opinion as a voter, when I see you entangled with people who speak so harshly of other people in the community, that it is representative of you as well. So I just wanted to give that very strong example because it's a real example. I don't want to get into handing people the emails that are about them. I've gotten emails about people putting signs. People have been caught on camera putting their signs in front of other people's signs. Literally, people are sending me footage of people doing so. And I don't know what to do with that as a city administrator. So what I would say is, just as a citizen having that information, is just please be respectful to one another, because everybody deserves to run a fair race. And there's a lot of people, when they see me in the community, they'll come up to me and say, when the literature is being passed out, that other candidates are specifically bad-mouthing other candidates, like they're naming names. And I would say that unless your best way, I've been there as a citizen, I ran for council, the best way, I didn't have the competition that you all have. So I understand that that's a little different. But the best way to handle that, how much time do I have?
None.
Okay, I was just gonna say the best way to handle that is just to focus on your own campaign. I think that's a healthy way, not mention anyone else's name. That's all.
Absolutely correct.
Thank you, Ms. Dixie.
Yes, thank you. So I agree with wholeheartedly. Who's up next, Mr. Hedger?
Next, we have Kathy Curitan.
Let me get myself organized first, just a second, and then we can start. Okay. So, hi, Kathy Curitan, 6718 Devonwood Drive, a proud resident of the city of North College Hill. I'm going to say this on the fly because it wasn't part of my questions for this evening, but I love the energy that everybody has, the time and the attention invested into this election. And clearly, as Ms. Starr stated, a young, beautiful African-American lady, she's embarrassed by some of the behaviors that are happening on this council tonight. We've got to do better. We got to do better. When citizens are speaking, we ask you not to be slouched over, but to give us the respect that we so deserve, even if we're saying something you may not agree with. We're all not going to agree, but we're all needing to work together. So I really want us to make sure, and you know what? It goes beyond just council. It actually goes for administration as well. That when citizens are saying things that you may not agree with, feel comfortable with, we watch, we see, and people always watch online. If you go home this week, look at the number of views on our YouTube video for ICRC. Look at them. People see everything. So consider that. So Mr. Wilson, good evening. I wanted to talk to you about your ad hoc committee regarding 1500, and I don't know how much time I have, so I'm going to ask a couple of questions and hoping that I can get an answer from you this evening. Can you tell me the total number of people who will be serving from council? Mr. Wilson, can you tell me the number of people who will be serving from council on your ad hoc committee?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Wilson.
so, to be honest, I don't really have a number yet. I have to see who all volunteers to give you the total numbers.
Okay. Who is your ad hoc co-lead? Do you have a co-leader who you're partnering with?
I haven't had that yet. I will give you an update once I get everybody put in place.
Okay, then how can you appoint anyone or have people put in place if we don't know who the leads and the co-leads are and what representation would be from council?
Madam President.
Mr. Wilson.
So that information will be privy on the 13th in the in my committee meeting. So if you attend that meeting, you will be able to find out who all decided to volunteer.
So
30
how
seconds.
how are these people? So let me ask these questions. Hopefully we can get a direct answer because I'm not following you. How are the people appointed? I'll give a good example. There were people who wanted to serve on the Charter Review Commission earlier this year, and those parties needed to be vetted through council. So I'm wondering, what vetting process will you utilize to have these people for your ad hoc committee? Who is your co-leader? What is the time commitment to serve on the ad hoc committee, Mr. Wilson?
Your time has expired.
Thank you so much. If you can answer those questions, please. Thank you, sir.
Madam President.
Mr. Wilson.
So that information will be obtained on October the 13th at my at the CCDR committee meeting. That will be at is that 7? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 7 p.m. on 13th.
The last person we have signed in is Andrea Brooks.
Hi, Andrea Brooks, 4 Beach Knoll. 3 things really quickly. One, to Mr. Kara, did I get that right? Who's opening the boutique? Chris? Chris, okay. So I wanted to, I used to be an event planner in a past life, and I did some events there. And in working in that industry, sometimes locations have preferred vendors. So I just kind of wanted to see if there's any contact information you could share with me before you leave tonight. If you're open, we've got like Salon 26, a men's salon, we've got Osterbrock Florist, North College Hill Bakery. So it'd be great if your business would connect with local businesses so you could partner together. I think that'd be a great idea. The other thing is, again, the young lady who spoke tonight, I really love seeing young people speak up and feel empowered. So I just wanted to say that. The other thing I wanted to say was Planning Commission. I just wanted to read something because I'm on Planning Commission for North College Hill, for those who didn't know. I want to be very supportive and collaborative, very grateful to all of you do, and I know it's difficult. It's hard for me to contain my feelings sometimes when I'm really passionate. You see me roll my eyes up here, so I apologize, and I'll continue to try to adult better. Sorry. Because what you're saying is true. It's hard to watch, it's hard to hear, it's hard to experience. And I love it when there's a collaborative spirit. I understand we're human, but that's just my cheerleading for that. Anyways, Article 10. Section 10.01 Planning Commission. Just so I'm not preaching to the choir, it's just a reminder in the spirit of working together going forward. The Planning Commission shall provide City Council with recommendations on changes in zoning, districts, zoning text amendments, business development plans, and comprehensive land use planning on business and residential development, residential development planning, on zoning plans and proposed changes, and on such other related issues as the City Council shall have from time to time request. So that's just my plug to say, I'm trying to do better, or we, I should say, are trying to be better in bridging the gap between all of our departments, but please ask. I know you probably, as council members, feel like a jack of all trades, master of none in some, because you're called for your experience and to look into a lot of things that aren't your areas of expertise. So hats off to you for that. But also, remember, I would like us all to do better with looking and focusing on our comprehensive plan to help guide our decisions instead of just kind of blindfold and pointing at the map somewhere, right? So that's all I have to say about that. So, one last thing.
Quickly, your time is up.
Support the Children's Services, Hamilton County Children's Services levy renewal. Thank you.
Ms. Brooks? I want to circle back around to the town hall, and I know Mr. Brooks is the president of Planning Commission, and at the town hall, he mentioned that the Planning Commission was going to look further into the brownfields. I was just wondering so is that kind of where you were going with that section 10.1 that council should ask? Like, do you need those asks to be written to, like, sent to the president, or do you want, is verbal okay, or how do you want that interaction to occur?
I really think going forward, we really should sit down and designate what that, I'm used to workflow looks like, and that communication path looks like, so that we're all clear. But yes, right, as of now, if you would like to do that, I feel like we're on board with that. We were here last week, and so our goal is to support you, because we know sometimes I think we think, oh, they've got it. But if we haven't attended, which again, we can do better on connecting and sharing information, but it can be a two-way street. We can support each other. So let us know, or if we see something, we'll ask if you need help. So that's why I wanted to say it tonight.
Okay, we need help.
Okay.
We need
gotcha.
help with the brownfield information.
Yes, we are
Thank
on
you.
it, yes.
Thank you, thank you. Is that it?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Whew, that was a long line. All right, next up, we have legislation. Mr. Hedger?
Second reading, Resolution 16, 2025, a resolution to certify assessments to the county auditor for placement on the tax duplicate.
Madam Pro Tem,
Ms. Chichester?
make a motion that we suspend the third reading.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Council, I have a motion on the floor from Ms. Chichester and a second from Mr. Wilson to suspend the third reading. Discussion?
Madam President,
Ms. Gaston?
this is specifically for administration. Is there a time limit?
No, there is not a time limit. But again, this kind of goes back to the principle of these mundane things that are here on an annual basis. Unless you just want them to sit on the agenda, it would be okay to move them forward.
Thank you.
Ms. Dean, do you happen to know when our next, because this would go on our personal homeowners taxes. So when do we pay taxes again? Anybody know?
So
No.
I know when the city gets their dump from there, but as a resident, I don't know when we pay. I know we get ours
feel like we did
in
in
July and then towards the end of the year.
So it's not like it's going to get paid anytime sooner.
But that isn't what this is. This is the assessments for the two is, one is for grass and one is for rental agreement. That's just how they read. If you were to look at the original,
Which one is the first one? Mine, the copy that I have is not numbered.
I don't know, I got the copies last time with you all. I believe the first one is the grass, which is probably about $500. And then the rental assessment was the larger one, when we talked about in committee also. And it had all those lists of residents, or I'm sorry, not residents, but landlords who are yet to pay their annual rental registration fee. And this is just how so to explain the language, this is how the county desires that it be put
Thank you.
on the top of the legislation.
So again, back to my point that Resolution 16 will go on the assessment of the property taxes.
Mhm.
And the property taxes won't get paid until the end of the year. I guess that's kind of where I'm going
Mhm.
with the timeline. Thank you.
So typically, the way the assessments work also is if they do pay them with their property tax. So sometimes property taxes are attached to someone's mortgage. Sometimes they're not. They have the liberty of paying those separately. But also when it's a buy and sell of a property, if there's, so these are, we're asking the county to put liens against these properties. If they are bought and sold within, then we recoup there. They cannot, if they sell and they receive an amount for their sale, they have to take out of that to pay for this. That's primarily how we recap this.
All right, council, I have a motion on the floor to suspend the third reading from Ms. Chichester and a second from Mr. Wilson. Mr. Hedger, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Madam Pro.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, Madam Pro Tem, sorry. Make a motion to adopt Resolution 1625, a resolution to certify the assessments to the county auditor for placement on the tax duplicate.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Council, I have a motion from Ms. Chichester and a second from Mr. Wilson to adopt the second reading, to adopt Resolution 16-2025, a resolution to certify assessments to the county auditor for placement on the tax duplicate. Any discussion? Mr. Hedger, please call the roll.
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Thank you.
Second reading resolution, Resolution 17-2025, a resolution to certify assessments to the county auditor for placement on the tax duplicate.
Madam President.
Hold, please. Yes, Ms. Chichester.
Make a motion, we suspend this third reading for Resolution 17-2025.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Council, I have a motion on the floor from Ms. Chichester and a second from Mr. Wilson to suspend the third reading on Resolution 17-2025, a resolution to certify assessments to the county auditor for replacement on the tax, for placement on the tax duplicate. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Hedger, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Excuse me.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
Madam President,
Ms. Chichester?
make a motion, we adopt Resolution 17-2025.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
Council, I have a motion on the floor from Ms. Chichester and a second from Mr. Wilson to adopt Resolution 17-2025, a resolution to certify assessments to the county auditor for replacement on the tax, why I said it again, for placement on the tax duplicate. Mr. Hedger, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0. First reading, Resolution 18-2025, a resolution to direct the city administrator to instruct RWBC Incorporated to proceed with the asbestos and mold abatement at 1500 West Galbraith Road and to issue an RFP for a qualified architectural and environmental engineering firm to provide on-site third-party observations as necessary to ensure proposed asbestos and mold abatement is done accordingly to industry standards and applicable code requirements. The selected third-party observation firm shall issue written special inspection reports to the administration and council relating to the abatements and subsequent demolition of the west side of the existing building, including the gymnasium, and the restoration and stabilization of the east wing, including administrative offices, council chambers, and any remaining spaces on the east side of the building.
That was a mouthful. So I will make a note here that resolution is also going to be discussed in the Finance Committee on October the 13th. So we'll move on to further remarks from the audience as it pertains to legislation. Mr. Hadger, has anyone signed in?
I have no signed-in residents.
Thank you. Do we have any old business?
Madam President Pro Tem.
Yes, Ms. Dukestein.
I just wanted to say, so there are committees outside of, or not committees, but different things that council has to participate in outside of the committee meetings. One is OKI, Regional Council, and Mr. Wilson is our representative for that. And so I got 2 emails while I was out that he attends when I sometimes can't go. He attends on behalf of North College Hill and the representation there. So before he started attending, we were having problems getting consistency. And it's not to speak to that prior council member in a negative way. It's just that we were having issues with the consistency. And it's based on this consistency, I had the Hamilton County Commissioner Dumas and Reese send me to both of them 2 separate emails about funds for North College Hill. And so I just wanted to say thank you for your representation there, because that's pretty powerful. And if we are able to secure those funds, I know that that is in part based on the relationship, because they denoted it in the email.
Yeah.
Is there any other old business? Ms. Chichester?
I was just gonna say, good job, Mr. Wilson. I've seen firsthand his relationships that he's built with those commissioners, and great representation for North College Hill. Thank you for that work.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and defend all the other people historically that have been on the OKI committee and just say that that is a meeting that happens during the day on Thursdays, and most of us have jobs that prevent us from attending those meetings, and historically that's what happens on, on council.
Madam President.
So is there, I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, I was just gonna say, I want to defend those in the past too, because I'm pretty sure that it was kind of, an inconvenience considering the times of the meeting. But it's not that I don't have a job. It's just that I have the luxury of being
I was not
in
saying that.
control
I
of
was
my
just-
job
I was
to
just speaking
be
about the
able to
people in the
represent
past.
North College Hill in a timely manner every month down in OKI.
Thank you. Do we have any new business?
Oh, Madam President,
Ms. Chichester?
I just wanted to be sure that all of the council received the email from the new recreation director about the volunteering for the fall festival on October 18th, and to make sure that we all respond back to her with that ask.
Any other new business?
Madam President,
Ms. Gaston?
there were a couple of residents that asked about the seating arrangement for those who come to visit, instead of them being on the side, if we can put them somewhere where they can face us. I know that was discussed, but I wanted to see what council thought about not having them to the side, because typically for me and Councilwoman Zorb, our backs are to them. So
Madam President.
Where's a better spot to have them? so that we can talk to them and Mayor Nichols and Ms. Dukestein.
Madam President Pro Tem.
Mr. Wilson?
I yield to Ms. Dukestein.
I was just going to say, if you can identify that the cameras are here and here, and then when you're speaking, the podium is there. So I've spoken with ICRC several times, and the composite of the room is something we got to based on needing to hear all of you the way the mics are, because it's also relative to the plugs and everything. So it wasn't something that it just was about making sure, because this is honestly supposed to be a temporary space. And so, and then there was an issue when they were in front. And then you have like my computer, sometimes, most of the time it's open, Mayor's computer sometimes it's open. When you have people behind us looking at our computers, it just, for now, that has been the best space. So I'm not defending why it is there. I'm saying this is why the choice has been made for it to be there. So if you are, as you're considering collaborating or moving the room around, you also have to consider what ICRC can do with the plugs and the cameras. Those are put up there permanently, like they are permanent fixtures. And these can be movable, but they are going to two different places for two different reasons. So they were a part of our setup.
Ms. Gasson, I believe what you were referring to was not moving us around, but moving the chairs back to the center. And if they were in the center, they would not see your laptops, which are facing the back of the room.
Madam President.
And actually, with them sitting there, when there's overflow, you're forcing them to sit behind you versus sitting up here in front. And I agree. I would, when I sit in my regular seat, I can never see who's behind me. I never know who's walking in. I never know who's, I feel like I am disrespecting the citizens because I am sitting with my back to the citizens, and I, for one, do not like that.
Madam Pro Tem.
Yes, Ms. Chichester.
If council recalls, the reason why we moved the seating from the middle here because of the disruptions, and it was easier for us to communicate with one another without having audience disruptions in the middle of the meeting.
So I'm going to disagree with that point because council has never discussed where they sit.
Madam President.
Council ourselves have never discussed that.
Madam President.
Mr. Wilson.
So it was brought to the attention. I'm not sure if everybody in council, was brought to everybody's attention in council, but it was brought to our attention that it was some disruptions going on as we're in our council meeting, and it was more disrespectful to the council members who we're trying to, convey our information and get stuff out, and we have people making, comments or stuff in the audience, which at the time it was just being disruptive. So it was suggested to move the seats over there, and they have been there. And also, we don't belong in this building. That's why it's a problem, because we don't belong here.
Madam Pro Tem.
Mr. Wilson, whether we belong here or not, we are here, and I believe we owe our citizens to look them in the eye and to talk to them. And if I challenge you to show me the date and time that councils discussed this in an open meeting, that we should move the chairs over there, because I'm telling you, council never discussed this in an open meeting. And this is a council meeting. Council should decide where the citizens should sit.
Madam Pro Tem.
Ms. Dukestein.
So it was discussed in a public safety meeting to move them from out of the center. And I will tell you that I've firsthand experience, like my questions sometimes come from you all and I'm responding, and there have been distractions as people are whispering amongst themselves, maybe whether they intentionally mean to distract or not. It's very difficult for me to look over and vice versa. We were definitely having that conversation in a public safety meeting to make sure that we are able to exchange. The spirit of a council meeting should be for citizens to hear and listen, not necessarily their time to meet or to speak is during the remarks from the audience, and then again hear further remarks from the audience per or on as it pertains to the legislation. So it is at your discretion as to where you want to sit people, but we were having major issues with distraction before. And it creates a scenario where then people become confrontational when asked to be quiet. I think having the audience over there gives them an opportunity to kind of converse amongst themselves without a huge amount of distraction. When they do have comments, I don't think necessarily that it was intentional disruption, but it was definitely causing disruption.
Thank you for your input. I appreciate that. I would like to add that there are times that council and administration hold their own little sidebar conversations, just the same as the citizens do, which none of those should happen either. All right,
Madam President.
let's move on. Is there any other new business?
Madam Pro Tem,
Yes, Ms. Chichester?
if no one has no further new business, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Madam President,
Mr. Wilson?
I'll second.
I have a motion on the floor from Ms. Chichester to adjourn the meeting at 8:55 PM and a second from Mr. Wilson. Mr. Hedrick, could you please call the roll?
Ms. Orb,
Yes.
Ms. Gaston,
Yes.
Ms. Chichester,
Yes.
Ms. Alexander,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Motion passed 6-0.
This meeting is adjourned.